Hello and welcome to Saturday Night's Football Review, where we take a look at what went down in Europe's top flights. Let's analyze each of these games together. Let's start with England. Full-time score at the Amex Stadium in Premier League between Brighton and Hove Albion and Liverpool. Brighton 2, Liverpool 1, as Danny Welbeck double dents Slope's top four hopes. Liverpool missed yet another chance to break into the Premier League's top four after Danny Welbeck's brace sealed a victory for Brighton. Liverpool Champions League aspirations took a hit as Danny Welbeck's brace helped Brighton to a 2-1 victory over the Premier League champions on Saturday. Welbeck netted either side of Milos Kerkez's first half finish, with a Brighton striker 56-minute winner compounding Liverpool's to a 10th league defeat of the season. Arriving without the injured Alisson and Mohamed Salah, Liverpool were forced into an early change after Hugo Ekitike was involved in a coming together with James Milner. Brighton then took the lead in the 14th minute through Welbeck, who rose above Ibrahima Konate to nod into the net, with the attack coming after Giorgio Mabandashvili's pass was miscontrolled by Liverpool's number 5. However, another defensive lapse in concentration hauled Liverpool's level 16 minutes later. Mabandashvili's long punt forward was headed back by Lewis Dunk, but Kerkez on hand to steal in and loop the ball over Bart Verbruggen. But Fabian Hertzler's side started the second half strongly and were rewarded when Yakuba Minte's deep cross was steered back across the goal by Jack Hinchelwood for Welbeck to tap into the net. Minte was then denied one-on-one by Maradashvili before Yassin Ayari saw his shot cleared off the line as Brighton comfortably held on against Liverpool's blunt attack. After the midweek win over Galatasaray, confidence was high in Liverpool's ranks, but their shortcomings in the Premier League was on show once again as their wilting title reached another new low on the South Coast. Liverpool now lost 10 Premier League games in a season for the first time since 2015-16, while it's the 7th time the reigning champions in the top flight season has lost 10 plus games in the first since Chelsea in 2017-18. Arne Slot's side have also conceded 42 goals in the Premier League in 2025-26, already more than in each of their last two campaigns, thus conceding more in 2022-23 season. The Brighton, who have now won 4 of their last 5 Premier League games, were deserving victories here, having registered an expected goals total of 2.3 from their last 16 shots compared to Liverpool's 1.03 from their 10 attempts. Full-time score once again at the Amex, Brighton 2, Liverpool 1. And over to Merseyside in Liverpool, the match in Hill Dickinson Stadium between Everton and Chelsea. Everton 3, Chelsea 0, as Beto shines as Rossiniers' woe continue. Everton moved within 2 points of Chelsea in the Premier League table after routing Liam Rossiniers' men at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Beto played a starring role with 2 goals and assists as Everton boosted their European hopes and denied those Chelsea with a crushing 3-0 win over Hill Dickinson Stadium. Everton climbed to 7th place in the Premier League table and went within 2 points of Liam Rossiniers' under-fire side after a deserving win on Saturday. Beto almost capitalized on a giveaway from Robert Sanchez in the opening 10 minutes, but the Guinea-Bissau international opened the scoring in the 33rd minute, lobbing the Spaniard after launching onto the pinpoint through ball from James Garner. Jordan Pickford denied Angel Fernandez in a spectacular fashion either side of the halftime, first parrying the Argentine's close-range volley over the top, then springing into his left to turn a curling effort past the post. And some poor goalkeeping at the other end saw Everton double the lead in the 62nd minute. Beto fired straight at Sanchez after being fayed by Idrissa Gana Gueye, and the Chelsea man let the ball squirm between his legs off the line. Estevao hit the crossbar directly from a corner as Chelsea grew desperate, but Everton killed the contest off in the 76th minute as Beto's flick-on found Iliman Ndiaye, who dribbled into the area before curling a shot into the top right corner. Beto is the fourth player to score a Premier League brace at Hill Dickinson Stadium, but the first to do so for Everton. This was the second time he had netted multiple goals in a top-flight match for the Toffees, having previously done against Leicester in February 2025, while his 5 goals in 2026 are more than any other Everton player. And after adding an assist for Ndiaye's clincher, Beto registered 3 goal involvements in a single league game for the first time since April 2022, when he scored a hat-trick for Udinese against Cagliari in Serie A. Chelsea, meanwhile, have now lost 4 straight games in all competitions, failing to score in any of the last 3. It's the first time they have gone 3 games without a goal since September 2023, despite attempting 52 shots, which is 16 on target in those matches. Rossini's side edged the expected goals battle, posting 1.1 xG from 12 shots compared to Everton's 0.98 xG from 10 attempts, but it was not enough. Once again, full-time score at the Merseyside. In the winning side of Liverpool, Everton 3, Chelsea 0. Full-time score over in Italy at the Serie A between AC Milan and Torino in San Siro. AC Milan 3, Torino 2, as Allegri's side keeps Serie A title race alive after edging 5-goal thrillers. Massimiliano Allegri's side secured a vital victory over Torino as the Serie A title race continues to heat up. AC Milan increased the pressure on rivals Inter in the Serie A title race with a dramatic 3-2 victory over Torino on Saturday, led by goals from Strahinja Pavlovic, Adrien Rabiot, and Yusuf Fofana. With 8 games left to play, Massimiliano Allegri's side cut the gap to leaders for Inter to 5 points ahead of the Nerazzurri's side clash with the Fiorentina on Sunday. After Nikola Vlasic and Rafa Obrador both spun the early half chances, Milan broke the deadlock thanks to a stunning strike from Pavlovic, whose 20-yard effort thundered off the underside of the crossbar before dropping into the net. Torino responded just before halftime when Mike Magnan parried Vlasic's drive onto the post, with the rebound falling kindly for Giovanni Simeone to finish. Roberto De Aversa's side might have held hope of securing a result at the break, but Milan raced out of the blocks in the second half and soon restored their advantage. Luka Modric's clever pass found Christian Pulisic inside the box when he squared to Rabiot for tap-in at the back post 9 minutes after the restart. Just over 1 minute later, Fofana made a 2-goal advantage as he curled a delicate shot into the bottom right corner from the edge of the area, delighting the San Siro crowd. A dramatic and saw Torino earn a penalty for their troubles as Simeone was dragged down by Pavlovic in the 82nd minute, with Vlasic softening the scoreline with a first-class spot kick into the top right corner. Milan are now unbeaten in their last 30 home Serie A matches against Torino. Their last home defeat to the Granata in the top flight came in the 1-0 loss in March 1985. Only against Verona have Milan gone longer without a home league defeat, a run of 34 matches between May 1958 and December 2025. Allegri's side owed their victory largely to clinical finishing from Pavlovic, Rabiot, and Fofana, having generated just 1.43 expected goals compared to Torino's 2.22 xG. Full-time score once again in San Siro, AC Milan 3, Torino 2. And over in Germany, full-time score at the Allianz Arena, Bayern Munich 4, Union Berlin 0, as Kompany's men extend Bundesliga's lead in style. Serge Gnabry scored twice with Michael Olise and Harry Kane also on target, as Bayern Munich dismantled Union Berlin with ease. Bayern Munich stretched their lead at the top of the Bundesliga, at least temporarily, to 12 points by thrashing Union Berlin 4-0 at the Allianz Arena. Ahead of second place Borussia Dortmund hosting Hamburger SV later on Saturday, Serge Gnabry netted twice and was joined on the scoresheet by Michael Olise and Harry Kane. Bayern were fortunate to avoid conceding an early penalty, with Leon Goretzka fouling Rani Khedira just outside the area before Leonard Carl side-footed against the post and Kane passed up a glaring chance at the other end. However, Vincent Kompany's men eventually made their dominance count with 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes shortly before halftime. Olivier Karinsari blasted beyond Frederick Ronald to open the scoring in the 43rd minute. Then a poor punch from the Union goalkeeper was punished by Gnabry at the start of stoppage time. Kane all but ended the contest with a curling finish 4 minutes into the second half. And it was a 4-0 when Gnabry drilled past Ronald at the near post in the 67th minute, with that chance arriving after Olise's shot was blocked following a fine piece of skill outside the area. Kane somehow missed the opportunity to grab the brace later on, sending a dinged effort wide while 1v1. But it did not matter as Bayern took another step towards retaining their title. Bayern have been utterly dominant again this season. Before this match, they have amassed 67 points from 26 games, their third most at that stage of any Bundesliga campaign. But clean sheets have evaded them recently, at least at the Allianz. On Saturday, they ended a run of 8 home games in the Bundesliga without a shutout, their longest such streak since a 9-match run under Hansi Flick on November 2020 and March 2021. In attack, it was Olise that got the route up and running, with Union being the only Bundesliga club he has not registered a direct goal involvement against before this match. There were no doubt that Bayern deserved the 3 points, having amassed a huge figure of 5.53 expected goals from 31 shots. Union has 0.21 xG from 5 attempts at goal. Full-time score once again at the Allianz in the Bundesliga fixture. Bayern Munich 4, Union Berlin 0. And over in France in Ligue 1, full-time score between Nice and Paris Saint-Germain. PSG win 4-0 away to Nice, as the Paris Saint-Germain returned to winning ways in Ligue 1 with a comfortable win with 4-0 scoreline. The Parisians dominated throughout the first half and were rewarded with a penalty on when Doué's shot struck the arm of Sanson. The spot kick was converted by Mendes into the bottom corner. Mendes would also create the second goal shortly after the break, with his footwork helping him keep the ball inside the box, getting it on to Doué to finish it past Diouf. Things got worse for Nice as Ndiaye was shown a red card on his first start of the season, going to the back of Lee Kangin. Fernandes will come off the bench and score his first goal for PSG, being set up by Dembele and picking out the bottom corner. The perfect night for PSG will be capped off by Zari Emery, getting onto Beraldo's ball and walking it into the net. PSG's goal-scoring efforts will result in their XG of 3.71, superior to Nice's 0.24. Nice continue to fight for their place in Ligue 1 after the international break, where they travel to Strasbourg. As for PSG, they host Toulouse, continuing their fight for the title. Which concludes the full-time whistle in Nice. OGC Nice 0, Paris Saint-Germain 4. And that concludes the main fixtures of the Saturday European competitions. And until tomorrow, in the Sunday blockbuster fixtures, which includes the Carabao Cup final between Arsenal and Manchester City, till then, good night and take care.